Hey there, everybody. I hope you're having a good day in your little corner of the world. I've been having a good day in my corner of the world. I'm back making a video again because today is a special day, or at least for me, it's a special day. Today is August 12th, 2026, and today is the day of the eclipse here in Spain, and I happen to be in the path of totality. It would be my second total eclipse that I've seen. 2 years ago, I went to Arkansas to go see it. I had a friend living there, and she invited me, and I was able to see it because her town was in the path of totality. And I feel very fortunate to be in the path of totality here and to be able to experience this eclipse once more. They say that eclipses are all about transformation and changes and renewal. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I'm not very into astrology, although I respect anybody that is into that kind of stuff. I like astronomy, which is different, but I do believe that there are forces that we don't see and some people don't even feel, that are up in the air, so to speak, and that are happening, quote unquote, behind the scenes, and it's not something that's easily perceived if you're not attuned to it. And usually the way that, in my experience, that you attune yourself to these experiences that would be deemed as extraordinary or phenomenal or something out of the norm. Usually the way that you attune yourself to these experiences is by being present. And it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter if you meditate or do yoga or if you just sit quietly, but just giving space to listen and to hear what's going around you. You're able to, in my experience, you're able to feel life. You're able to observe life before your eyes. If that makes any sense. And I think it doesn't. And that's okay. A lot of people here in Europe, they're not very enthusiastic about solar or planetary events that are happening. It's not the enthusiasm. What I'm trying to say is that the enthusiasm isn't as much as in the US. In the US, if there was a solar eclipse happening in the US, everybody, just like back in 2024 and back in 2017, it was madness everywhere, and people were trying to get to the path of totality. If they didn't live near the path of totality, they would drive 6 hours, 10 hours to see that. And I think that as a people, as a nation, Americans do have a lot of flaws, and we are behind on a lot of things. Sometimes we are closed-minded about certain things, but I find that there is a big enthusiasm for planetary or solar events, or lunar events that happen in the US. There is a very big enthusiasm about that, and I think it's because we're such a hardworking nation, and we have so, especially in the last 5-6 years with COVID, things have gotten really, really bad, financially speaking. And so a lot more people are working to make ends meet. And there's not a lot of time to enjoy life, to just be, to enjoy what is. And planetary, solar, lunar events such as a solar eclipse, it really gets the people excited because you're able to pause and see the wonder in our universe. The truth is that, yes, the eclipse or any planetary event, any solar event, any lunar event, these are extraordinary things that happen in our universe. To me, I love eclipses, I love any lunar event, I love to watch it, or any planetary event. If there's a conjunction, or there's some kind of, and today's a meteor shower as well. After the eclipse, there's going to be a meteor shower, which is really special. And I love watching that because it's a reminder that we're here for such a short amount of time. And these magical events are happening right before our eyes. And it's an opportunity to pause and just enjoy life, enjoy the opportunity to watch these events, you may not know the reason why these events are happening, or there may be a scientific explanation. Oh, the sun and the moon covers the sun, or in a lunar eclipse, the Earth's shadow, the Earth covers the sun, and so the lunar, I can't explain this, I'm not an astronomer, but the reason why you see the moon is red, a blood moon, during a lunar eclipse is because the Earth covers the sun. And so just like when there's a total eclipse, the moon is covering the sun and we see the moon's shadow, it's the opposite during lunar eclipse. The moon is seeing the Earth's shadow. So it's a pretty cool event, and there's going to be a lunar eclipse 2 weeks later, because that's what happens every time there's a total eclipse, a lunar eclipse follows. And I don't know if there's anything truly transformative that is going to happen after this eclipse. I can't say, this will happen in politics and this will happen to one nation, or I can't predict events, obviously. But I think it's a reminder, eclipses, lunar events, New Year's Day, all of these events that happen are reminders that change is always happening. Transformation is always occurring. And events such as the eclipse, it kind of reminds you, oh, yes, change is all there is in this universe, and things are always changing. And just like during New Year's, most people intentionally want to make changes for the better. There's nothing special about January 1st, right? But it kind of makes us realize that it's kind of a reminder. These days, these occurrences are reminders that change is always happening. And I think we forget that, even though we know that subconsciously change is always happening and change is all there is, and we're constantly dying, you know. I think we forget this, or it's in our subconscious. And then when events such as a solar eclipse or New Year's Day or summer solstice or whatever event you celebrate, it's this reminder that change is happening, and transformation is always happening within and without. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety lately, leading up to this day, because I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's a psychological thing, because I've already seen an eclipse before, but I have a feeling that this eclipse will bring in not just transformation for myself, but transformation for the whole world. And this energy will vibrate, whether you believe in that or not. Like I said, the truth is that we're always transforming, and the universe is always transforming. It's always changing. But yeah, I just have this feeling that a lot of things, a lot of dramatic events will happen. But maybe this is just a pinpoint. This day, this event is just a pinpoint, just a reminder that transformation is always happening. I'm talking off the cuff here, so I don't really have, my thoughts are all over the place, and forgive me if I'm not coherent, but I hope that whatever transformation occurs in your life, I hope that that transformation is able to make you a better person, make you a better human being. And that transformation galvanizes you to create something. And I think that's why we were put on this earth, to create. And I'm not just talking about art or, you know, anything like any plastic arts or any of that. Just create something for yourself, whether that is by making an invention or creating music or creating whatever you want, but creating something. I remember I had this art teacher like 10 or 15 years ago, and she said, in life there are creators and there are destroyers. Try your best to be a creator. That's true. We see a lot of people that are trying to destroy what's been created. And that's to their own detriment, because if you try and destroy the environment, if you try to destroy ecosystems, you're destroying yourself. You know, you're destroying your own survival. But if you create something new, if you create something that adds to what has already been created, something that elevates that, then you're not only helping other ecosystems, you're not only helping other organisms, but you're also helping yourself. And if you look at the universe is always creating. Like if you take a macroscopic view and observe the observable universe, you zoom outside of the Milky Way and you zoom out and you see Andromeda and all of these other galaxies, and you realize that these are systems that are constantly creating. They're constantly creating, and some of it may be interpreted as chaos, but in order to create, you have to dance with chaos. You have to kind of learn to play with this force. And what is chaos? Well, some people would define it as rocking the boat, and something that is still, or something that is void, or something that is blank, adding something to that, and that something changes the original form of that. And chaos isn't bad, it's not harmful. It's something that we need in our lives. But when we become over-identified with that chaos, there has to be this balance of chaos and harmony. Being able to dance with the chaos and being able to play with it, create, be a part of this drama we call our lives. But also that dancing with harmony and being able to take a step back and just seeing the drama, this play, for what it is. It's just a play. It's playfulness. It's a play of energies. Energies are playing with other energies and they're creating something new, and that new thing is now interacting with those new energies. And when I talk about energies, some people will think about this woo-woo, energies. And it's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain what it is that I really mean. But it's all about creation and enjoying life. Creation and enjoying life. Creation and enjoying life. But if you choose the path of destruction, well, that's on you. If you choose the path of evil, you're welcome to follow that path, but just know the consequences. That yes, you will affect other people or other organisms or other ecosystems along the way, but you're also affecting yourself. You're also not just affecting your own survival, but you're affecting what some people would call your chi. Because I think we all intuitively, or there are some people that are psychopaths and they really don't have any empathy for anybody, and they just can't feel. But it's a very lonely life. It's a very solitary life, isolating life. So those are just my thoughts for the day. I'm sorry I'm such a scatterbrain. I haven't done one of these video formats in a long time, but I thought I should make one because I think today is a special day. And some people would say, oh, it's just a scientific occurrence. It happens twice a year, blah, 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 blah. It happens every year or whatever. Okay, yes. But it's special to me because I don't know how many more eclipses I'll see in my life. And it's pretty damn cool to be able to wonder at the wonders of the universe. So I hope you have a nice day. And I hope that you have a beautiful day in your little corner of the world. Peace and love. Bye.